Exposed, Princesses Beatrice Eugenie told to make a drastic move amid their parents' royal scandal. Welcome back, royal watchers, to Crown Chronicles, your ultimate destination for the truth, the drama, and the untold stories behind Britain's most famous family. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Today's story is one that's setting the royal world ablaze. It's about Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, the York sisters, who, according to insiders, have just been told to make a drastic move as the scandals surrounding their parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, spiral once again into chaos. Now, the royal family is no stranger to controversy, but this feels different. Because for Beatrice and Eugenie, the pressure has reached an unbearable point. After years of quietly navigating the fallout from their father's disgrace and their mother's unpredictable antics, it seems they've finally been given an ultimatum, one that could change their royal futures forever. Sources close to the family claim that both sisters have been urged by senior palace advisors to distance themselves from their parents, publicly and privately, as the latest storm around Prince Andrew's financial dealings and Sarah Ferguson's explosive media moments threatens to pull them down too. It's a heartbreaking situation. After all, Beatrice and Eugenie have stood by their parents through everything, from the 2019 Epstein scandal that forced Andrew to step back from public duties, to Fergie's controversial attempts to rebrand herself through podcasts, interviews, and business ventures, but the palace, it seems, has lost patience. King Charles is reportedly furious that the York family drama keeps overshadowing his efforts to modernize the monarchy. According to royal insiders, Charles made it clear that the monarchy cannot afford another reputational disaster. And with new headlines about Andrew's stubborn refusal to vacate Royal Lodge and Fergie's recent interview walkout going viral, the king's advisors are now turning their attention to Beatrice and Eugenie, the next generation of Yorks, and telling them, choose your path, or risk losing everything. For the two princesses, it's an impossible choice. Both are known for their deep loyalty to family. Eugenie once said in an interview, "We're a family first and foremost. We love each other no matter what. But loyalty has a cost." The sisters have been quietly pulled into the fallout from their parents' scandals for years, often by association, even when they've done nothing wrong. Behind the palace walls, whispers suggest that Buckingham Palace is considering limiting the sisters' royal access even further. They've already been excluded from official duties and denied taxpayer funding, but now there's talk of quietly redefining their roles, essentially, ensuring they have no future as working royals. It's a devastating blow, especially for Beatrice, who has worked tirelessly to maintain a positive image through her charity work, and for Eugenie, who's built a life balancing motherhood and her own advocacy projects. But there's another layer to this drama, and it's far more personal. According to one palace aide, the sisters are torn not just by duty, but by emotion. Beatrice feels she owes her parents everything, the source explained. She's seen the worst of the press, the humiliation. And she's always tried to protect them. But she also knows that aligning too closely with Andrew could end her public credibility. Eugenie, on the other hand, has reportedly been more vocal, pushing for independence, spending more time abroad, and quietly moving her family's base of operations to Portugal for privacy, and that's where the shocking twist comes in. Royal insiders claim both sisters have now been advised to consider leaving the UK altogether, at least temporarily, to let the public's focus shift away from the York family chaos. In other words, exile for reputation's sake. The move, if true, is being painted as a career break of sorts, but make no mistake. It's a clear attempt to protect them from the fallout of their parents' ongoing troubles. Imagine that, two princesses, born into one of the most famous families on earth, being told to quietly disappear, not because of what they've done, but because of what's happening around them. It's a painful reminder of how brutal royal life can be behind the scenes. No matter how polished the palace portraits look, every scandal casts a long shadow. Meanwhile, Prince Andrew remains defiant, refusing to give up Royal Lodge despite King Charles's subtle and not-so-subtle pressures. Sarah Ferguson, ever outspoken, continues to speak her mind, sometimes too freely, about everything from her health battles to her relationship with the royal family. And while her candidness has earned her fans, it's also kept her name, and by extension, her daughters' names, in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Those close to Beatrice and Eugenie say they're heartbroken over what's happening. They love their parents deeply but understand the weight of royal reputation. For now, both have gone quiet, avoiding the press and declining invitations to major royal events, a clear sign that something big is shifting behind the palace walls. And yet, through all this turmoil, there's one undeniable truth: Beatrice and Eugenie represent the future that the monarchy desperately needs: modern, compassionate, relatable. But until the scandals surrounding their family fade, they'll remain trapped between loyalty and survival. So, what happens next? Will Beatrice and Eugenie make the drastic move they've been told to, stepping away from the UK and starting fresh? Or will they stay, weathering the storm as they always have, standing by their parents no matter the cost? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this chapter of royal history is far from over. Thanks for watching Crown Chronicles. If you love uncovering the real stories behind the palace walls, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Because here, we bring you the truth behind the crown, one scandal, one revelation, and one royal at a time. Crown until next time. Stay royal, and stay curious.